Today is our day. Americans going to the polls, casting ballots, making sure our voice is heard. The campaigning is over, the polls have closed, and the counting is underway. This is Vote 2014.
Back everyone on this election night 2014. I'm Aaron Cantrell.
And I'm Janita Hendricks. But first, we have big breaking news stories that we want to let you guys know about. According to our media partners MTSU Sidelines, the Seigel High School polling location in Rutherford County is experiencing trouble tonight. We are getting word that they are having printing problems, which has caused the line at the precinct to reach 80 people in line. We have a crew on the way to the polling location as we speak, and we'll have a live update for you as soon as possible.
A mayor up for re-election spent part of Election Day in court for criminal charges. Tipton County Mayor Jeffrey Scott was indicted today for allegedly using city personnel and equipment to help his son with construction last month. The Tipton County grand jury returned indictment Monday charging Scott with 3 counts of official misconduct and 1 count of theft over $1,000.
A projection we want to tell you about, our media partner CNN is projecting that Mitch McConnell, the GOP Senate Majority Leader, has won re-election against Democrat Allison Grimes. That race was highly contested and many thought McConnell may not be sent back for a 6th term. This is just one projection of many tonight we'll be bringing to you live. Stay tuned with us on air and online for the latest election news. It's 7 p.m. and that means the polls have closed. We now go live to Vote 2014 reporter Jackson Jones at the Rutherford County Election Commission with the latest. Jackson?
Thanks, guys. I'm standing in the Rutherford County Election Commission's office on Main Street, where even though office hours are over, people are working around the clock to get voters where they need to go to cast their votes for the election. They're also here to help people register and re-register as well. Local candidates are expected to appear here tonight, and we will see if we can get any information or interviews out of them. Until then, Janita, back to you.
Sorry about that technical difficulty. We'll get back with Jackson as soon as possible. But just because some politicians aren't up for re-election or face no opposition doesn't mean that they don't have opinions on some of Tennessee's top priorities.
Vote 2014 reporter Bethany Johnson had the privilege of speaking with a few politicians at MTSU's new science building dedication about issues being addressed in Tennessee's upcoming legislative term.
Amendment 1, Tennessee Promise, Education Reform, Job creation. These are the top priorities for the Tennessee General Assembly in the upcoming legislative session. Representative Dawn White is running unopposed in this election, and we asked her about her thoughts on the most controversial topic in this upcoming election, Amendment 1.
What I found on Amendment 1 that was just unbelievable to me is where I go get a manicure, where I go get a pedicure is more regulated and has more restrictions on them than an abortion clinic.
Being a former educator herself, we also asked her about education, Common Core, and what her plans are for her next term.
We're always looking at how to recruit more jobs to Tennessee. Educational reform will be atop on my list because being a former educator myself, I believe we need high standards, but I believe we need Tennessee standards.
Senator Jim Tracy put up a good fight in the race for U.S. Congress in the Republican primary, but conceded after losing by only 38 votes. However, this isn't stopping him from pursuing a successful 2 years in his current term.
People are looking, are hungry for strong conservative leaders or strong leaders that can lead and tell and look right at the camera and tell the citizens what they're going to do and then follow through with what you tell them you're going to do.
Senator Bill Ketron is also running unopposed and believes the Capitol Hill in Nashville needs to stop acting like the one in D.C.
Let's get rid of the rhetoric. Let's get down to business like we do here in Tennessee. You know, Washington's at a stalemate and nothing's happening. All they want to do is argue.
While these politicians rarely agree, one thing they align on is the Tennessee Promise, legislation that provides free community college tuition to students who are eligible.
I think it's a great idea. I voted for Tennessee Promise. It gives people the opportunity to further their education at no cost, and we've got it worked out now, I believe, where any student that wants to go on to a post-secondary school can do that, and I think we've got to raise the standards in Tennessee because we're in a world wide competitive situation.
They'll be better prepared and hungrier when they come here, to finish out their career and get their education.
These are some of the goals of the 109th General Assembly in the upcoming Tennessee legislature. Reporting for MT10 News, I'm Bethany Johnson.
Now, while Tennessee Promise isn't necessarily on the ballot this November, there's been a lot of discussion on how the new deal would affect four-year universities like here at Middle Tennessee. We've done several stories on how Tennessee Promise will change the Tennessee higher education system. You can find those stories at our website at mt10news.com. We're getting news from Channel 5 that Governor Bill Haslam has been re-elected. But next on 2014, all the action inside the precincts now the lines are getting pretty small.
Yeah, and some people still have to vote because, as we heard earlier, as long as you were in line by 7, you still get to vote.
And as the shift goes from casting ballots to counting votes, we've got you covered live and online.
So make sure you keep your phone handy because the MT10 News Facebook is fired up and cooking with heat with all your up-to-second updates.
So tune back in at the top of the hour for your next live Vote 2014 update.